Frederick Douglass once said, without struggle, there is no progress. And so far in 2026, it's been nothing but struggle for the Knicks. But tonight, we saw some progress as our New York Knicks defeat the red hot Los Angeles Clippers 123-111. The Knicks shot 50% from the field, including 42% from three, and had 31 assists. You know that makes me happy. And you know what that means. The ball was moving. Yep, it wasn't a one-man show. 6 Knicks were in double figures tonight, led by 26 points, 7 assists, and 3 rebounds from Jalen Brunson on just 9 for 12 shooting. Cat had 20 points, 7 assists, and 11 rebounds, and OG threw in 20 points and 3 rebounds. Join us tonight as we talk about this game, as well as the Knicks opening up a two-way player spot today. What we will be doing with Yabusele and Carmelo Anthony's comments about the Knicks getting punked lately and needing more from other stars. We want your input, so get ready. I'm Miss Knicks with the Knicks and Ish panel, and we're ready to talk some Knicks and Ish.
Now hit the intro.
Boom shakalaka! The Knicks are grit. These kids and our party just lit. Bet it's the littest. You know we lit. You know we lit. You know we lit. You know we lit. Turn up, no we lit. Turn up. You know we lit. Let's go deep time. You know we lit. Mrs. Knicks should. You know we lit. Kev, what up? You know we lit fast past the Pearl Lord. You know we lit Knickerbocker, have a talk to. Let's go! Knicks and Nish. We lit.
Yeah. Live and direct once again on your YouTube screen. It is, of course, your favorite Knicks and Ish panel. Y'all already know the vibe because I am the one and only Parlay Lord, a.k.a. Fast Taz, here in the building with the rest of the Knicks and Ish panel, never limited to, always included, the First Lady of Knicks and Ish, Mrs. Knicks is in the building. Of course, we cannot forget about, round of applause, there you go. Of course, we cannot forget about my good brother Knickerbocker ass. You already know. And of course, let me get it ready now because, you know, my good brother Ken Rodriguez is in the building like, wow. Yeah. So do me a favor. Press like for your favorite panel. Share it as always, Karen. If you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell so you get all notifications when Knicks and Ish goes live. You know what I mean? Oh, we got some people in the comments here already. Maddie Ice in the building. I see you out there. Michael Pringle in the building. Yo, we glad you here with us. Michael Brown, we see you out there. You know what I mean? Who's this? Knicks Twins? Yeah, we can get into that on the Knicks Ish section at the end. You know what I mean? Yo, appreciate that, Michael Pringle, man. Yeah, we had to get y'all something different. My guy King Q in the building. Shout out my guy King Q. He already know the vibe, man. That's like another brother of mine, man. Always talk Knicks and Ish with him. So, hey, let me set the stage real quick, and we're going to get into it real fast. The Knicks end a 4-game scare with a 123-111 victory over the LA Clippers at Madison Square Garden to end the slide. As Sis said earlier, multiple Knicks in double figures, and did we have a triple-double watch earlier tonight? I think we did, but I'm going to get to that when it's my turn. I'm going to let the panel take it away. Let me get your initial thoughts on the game.
All right, let's start off. Kev, co-host, lead us off, brother. How you doing?
I'm good. I was happy for this win. They started off a little, they started off the game a little sluggish. I think right away it was like 14-5 Clippers, and I'm like, oh shit, here we go again. but they came back. They never stopped fighting. They stayed in the game. I think the most they went down was 9, right? They were able to fight back, stay in the game. I seen Cat was like, I don't know if he heard us and how aggravated we was with his play the last few games, but I definitely think he heard Av, because for some reason every time Av call him out, he come and have games like this. So Av, I need you to keep calling him out every time, bro, because every time you call him out, he comes and he has almost a triple double. He even plays some good defense, got a block, got a steal. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like you know, a lot of the cries that he had with some of the calls not being given his way were I gotta give it to him, man. They were hacking and whacking today on him, bro. Like he was getting killed out there. But listen, man, I think we fought hard. Him and Jalen Brunson at the end, they took over. OG, I love that pass by Tyler Kolek. I felt like he gave us some energy today off the bench. Him, Jordan Clarkson. Um, Listen, man, if the Knicks could just figure out a way to overcome their defensive lapses on a every game basis, man, this team is gonna be it's gonna be a dangerous team, man. But they just have to figure that part out.
Fraz?
First and foremost, shout out everybody, Billy. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all know the vibes, man. Couple of things I wanted to point out. First of all, bench outscored them. I believe it was 26-16 tonight. The Knicks bench outscored the Clippers bench. Also, the fact that hold on, where I'm at, my bad. The fact that we looked like a team who knows how to play in the paint tonight. 54-44 points in the paint. We out rebounded them 48-40. Had more offensive rebounds. Had a better percentage from three. Had a better overall shooter percentage. I mean, the only things we really was lacking in was fast break points. We know we're not a team that plays pace like that, so that's something that's usual. And it wasn't a lot of points off the turnovers, But one thing I can say, especially with that second half, it was a turnaround. Like we didn't let the other guys go crazy on us tonight. I mean, they starters had a decent night. Kawhi Leonard had 25 plus, Harden had 20 plus. I think somebody else had 20 for them, Zubac. You know what I mean? But not letting the other guys go off was the key tonight, and getting back on defense tonight was better. The ball flowed well, offense looked great. It's just like I say all the time, man. The Knicks gotta play consistent. This is the consistency level we need to keep it at in order for us to continue to compete and play with these better teams. Like.
Boy, I'm gonna have to be the bad one tonight. So first, Kev, challenge accepted. I will call out Karl Anthony Townes every single night if I have to get him to go off. Because I need to see more from him. I need him to be the all-star, first team All-NBA, first overall pick in the NBA draft, so many years ago. Being the best shooting big man in the NBA or in league history or whatever he wants to consider himself as. I need Karl Anthony Townes to be a whole lot more. Tonight, yeah, he did great tonight. 20 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, a steal. But I need more. And to be honest with you, I need more from everybody. To be honest with you, even though we won tonight, I'm not that thoroughly happy with with tonight's performance. Given 123 to 111 over any NBA team is a victory, and it's going to go down as a dub regardless. But the way this team started tonight, I think Fraz pointed it out. They were down 14-5 to begin with, and just the fact that I don't know, I feel like they should have smoked LA, smoked them. This shouldn't even be belt to ass. They should be belts to asses. This should have been a no contest. I don't care that Kawhi Leonard and James Harden are on this team. They washed anyway. They've been washed for 3-5 years now. The Clippers ain't shit. And the Knicks, for the most part, they didn't do it tonight to me. For me, a victory, yeah, great. Great way to end a losing streak. About to head on a West Coast road trip. But what are you going to do after that? What are you going to do in Phoenix? What are you going to do going forward? That's the question I want to see. I want to see this team put forth more effort. And defensively, need I say more? Does anyone need to say more in terms of the defensive effort that this team has been giving? Because I didn't see a lot of defense being played from either side. But from a team that used to have a defensive identity, and now you got our former head coach, that's right, Tom Thibodeau, on Twitter, retweeting, why would you have a team that have Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, not know how to play defense? I mean, that's saying something. But what do I know, right? I'm just a fan.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm sorry, Mrs. Knicks. I'm sorry. You could go right. It's quick. I think that's a fake page, but go ahead, Miss. I don't really think Tibbs is on Twitter. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
I'm gonna say something to that before I get into my thoughts on the game. But if that was him, let's just be honest. The Knicks' defensive woes were last year as well, and he's a defensive coach. These defensive woes that we see this season is not something new. This is started with him, and it's more because we have to hide JB and Cat. The same way we had to hide JB and Julius Randle. So we've been down two guys defensively since Tibbs' era. So if that was him talking, you had to deal with this too. But my thoughts on the game. I'm glad that we won. I said it on Spaces a little while ago. If we wouldn't have won today, this would have been a different type of show. And it would be depressing going into the West Coast, into a West Coast trip. So I take the win with, what it was. I think there were flashes of good in today, right? We saw 31 assists. We saw a total team effort where it wasn't just focused on JB. The flow of the game wasn't as fast as we saw in the month of December, but it was effective. So I take it. Cat seemed very frustrated in the first half and kind of figured it out in the second half, which I love to see. I still feel like he's not getting a lot of calls. Even in the win, I feel like he was getting mauled in the paint, and they weren't giving him a lot of calls. When you look at James Harden, he's getting fucking calls. It's annoying. It's annoying to see as a fan of the Knicks, and it's annoying to see as a fan of basketball, the type of shit that, people want to put Jalen in categories, but he's not in those type of categories. Like a James Harden, a Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. It's so annoying. It's annoying to watch as a fan of basketball. One thing that definitely stood out is second half. We figured it out. right? Kawhi Leonard had 21 points in the first half. He finished with 25. You do the math. The Knicks figured it out. And this is why, if we put our focus on what we're going to allow to beat us, we can win. We can win games regardless of who we're playing, right? Because you have to pick your poison. You're going to let James Harden beat us. You're going to let the bench beat us. You're going to let Kawhi Leonard beat us. You know what I mean? And so you take who was the hottest and, cool his ass down. And we can do this every night against every opponent if we choose to. Again, these losses, other than, I'm not even going to say that, because even against Detroit was on us. We beat ourselves because we didn't play Knicks basketball. I stand on it. Even in losses, if we play Knicks basketball, we're going to win. There are not many teams that match up 100% well with us. When our guys are on, they're on, but we have to stick to our game plan. But our game plan also needs to include some defense. But I take the win. I mean, shit, a 4-game losing streak, a 5-game losing streak is worse than a 4-game losing streak. So better to snap it.
Listen, Dwayne. Listen, Dwayne. The Clippers started off really bad. I think they were like 6-20 or some shit like that, right? But they had some key injuries throughout the season, but they started coming back and they've been playing better. The last, I would say, throughout the 10 games. What up, Uncle Paulie?
Because they were like 7-2 in the last 9 games before.
Right. And they beat Detroit, Portland, Houston, Golden State, and I forget what other team. So they beat some good teams before playing us. So, I'm gonna take this win, and I'm gonna shout the Knicks out because, it's not easy playing against 2-star players with James Harden and Kawhi Leonard, and then you got Zubac down low killing us on the offensive end with offensive rebounds. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that the Knicks had to come back and they had to come back and win this game, man. You got to tip your hat to the Knicks, bro. I know you a Heat fan and you not we the enemy and all that, but tip your hat, bro. Tip your hat, bro. That team is still not easy to beat. They had 3 players over 20 points. 3 players.
And if you're gonna talk facts, because we're 2nd seed right now.
Yeet.
Yeet.
We won, so we're 2nd seed.
I think that now's as good as any to recognize the fact that the Knicks, despite the fact that they came into this game, losers 4 straight, they got heavily embarrassed by the Detroit Pistons, and they came back home. They saw that LA is not a matchup for them at all. Kawhi Leonard and James Harden, they might be Hall of Famers. I don't know. I'm kind of like mid with them in terms of Hall of Fame credentials, but they are who they are. They're scoring threats even at their age and at this point in their careers. But what did you guys see in terms of defensive adjustment? Obviously, Sis, you pointed out Kawhi Leonard. What did you guys see in terms of how they handled James Harden and how they actually handled Zubov? Is it Zukov? Zubac. Yeah, I confuse him with the Russian president or one of the Bolsheviks from wrestling. I don't remember, from like the 80s. I don't know. But what did you guys see in that? And how do you think they were able to finally get the points in the paint done? Fraz, let's start off with you.
I mean, it's good to see, man. It's refreshing to see, especially when, this was our identity for most of the beginning of this season. And, we kind of digressed from that a little bit in that losing streak. You know what I mean? It's good to see us get back on track. and get back to, like Sis always say, playing Knicks basketball. You know what I'm saying? Inside out. Pause. Work that basketball down in the paint. If it ain't opening up, swing the ball around. Somebody open it. That's how the flow should go. But a lot of times we get away from that. And again, I'm gonna bring up this word, consistency, because this is the word I've been talking about all season. You gotta consistently be able to move the ball for 48 minutes. You know what I mean? Because how else you going to get an open shot or an open look? You can't, and we can't keep falling into the whole 3-point shot thing. I like the fact that we didn't have more than 30 3-point shot attempts this game, because a lot of times we losing the game if we take 40 or more 3-points.
Kev, your thoughts?
Defensively, I mean, I feel like throughout the game, even in the first half, you know, we was hanging in there, but I feel like in the second half, you saw more like grit, more like they wanted it more. You know what I mean? I felt like they were making it hard for Zubac in the paint. Um, and that's the kind of Nick defense we used to seeing. You know what I'm saying? I felt like they played way better in the second half, and I feel like if they keep playing with that kind of intensity like they did in the second half, you saw the numbers in the second half how everything dropped for the Clippers, especially Kawhi. You know what I mean? And James Harden in that first half was killing us. You didn't really see that much in the second half from him either. So, you know, I mean, if they could just pick it up on the defensive end, I feel like we'll be smooth sailing.
Sis?
I mean, our defensive issues is really the 3-point line. Teams do to us what we do to them. And so if we can figure a way, and I think I've said it on shows that, you know, early on in the season, to fight over picks instead of, you know, switching, I think we would be better defensively. I think in the second half, we went into the zone a lot, and that helped. Being able to stop someone like Kawhi Leonard, regardless if people say he's washed, not washed, he's still a scoring threat. He still scored 55 points this season. So he still can score easily. To be able to limit him to 4 points in the second half, especially in the Garden where players like him like to, you know, go off, it's huge. And I think this is a building block to what our defense should, you know, look like. Once we pick up intensity, we need to just not stop. I think that's been the issue thus far with the Knicks, because in plenty of games this season, we've seen glimpses of decent defense. It just hasn't been consistent, decent defense. But yeah, I think, you know, I'm not super excited about what we did, but I'm not upset because we won.
Yeah, like it was a tough first half. We started off really sluggish in those first couple of minutes when we went down like 14-5. They was packing us up. Even, you know, James Harden kept hitting 3 after 3 after 3. They were making it really difficult for us. Wide open 3-pointers at that. Some of them, I ain't gonna lie. Some of those 3-pointers were contested. There was something like some of them you just couldn't do anything about it. You know, they played it well, but it was just unfortunately knocking them down. But I mean, what do you guys think they could have did better in the first half?
I think the Knicks just start off slow. They started off slow. They didn't. It wasn't really a tough first half. It was a tough couple of first minutes, because realistically, we never let them, you know, get out of arm's reach. They only were up 9 points. on us. And so 9 points is definitely, as we know as Knicks fans, a lead that we can cut super quick. So I think it's just a matter of coming out super aggressive. I think that's what we need to do. And not for nothing, I don't even want to say we didn't come out aggressively today. I think we just didn't hit shots. The shots weren't bad shots that we took. They were decent shots. We got into the paint. We kicked it out. The shots just didn't fall. But you knew with the aggressiveness that we played with early on that the Knicks were going to turn it around.
Nah, for sure. Because those first few minutes were like a bit of a concern. But it was nice to see at least the bench stepping up today in a big way. Guys like Tyler Kolek, Jordan Clarkson. How about your man Yabusele, Fraz?
Hey, like I said, man, it's taking him time to get right, but he's starting to show signs, man. Like, you know, again, you got to be consistent. What?
Yo,
it's just super hard to be consistent when you don't get minutes. You know what I mean? Like, that's the tough part. It's like, how do you want guys to be productive with ultra limited minutes?
I mean, but you know, it's rough because the time he's on the court, he's not taking advantage of. You know what I mean? That's probably why his minutes got reduced anyway, because he was playing more minutes than he's playing now. He was almost in double. I think he was playing double-digit minutes earlier in the season, but then that got cut down. So again, like it's similar to the Deuce McBride story. We all know this. Like, you know, you gotta earn your keep, basically.
For sure. Talking about Deuce, what did y'all think about Deuce's start to the game? I think he was a huge part of that first half.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
I think that Deuce, since his return from injury, he's been nothing but stellar. He's always seems to be ready to play. I don't know what it is, but since he's been back, he's been pretty much the most consistent Knick, even throughout the losses. He's coming out with the same kind of energy, the same intensity, the same level of efficiency. He still has that rainbow shot like crazy, and he's putting it right in their eye. I mean, he's shooting. He's getting through a lot of defenders.
Yes,
he's getting through a lot of. Just saying, he's just.
Yo, he did.
Yeah, I know.
Oh shit.
Sorry, Uncle Paulie, don't come and arrest me yet.
I don't think that was a pause. I'm just laughing because it was funny. I didn't laugh. I didn't laugh because it was a pause. It was just funny. That's all. That's all that was.
All right.
I don't think it's a pause, but whatever. But
the survey says.
Man, shout out to Deuce because it was Deuce had to come a long way to get where he's at right now. You know, year after year after year, like really working hard. You can see the difference in his game and how comfortable it looks for him out there. Like the game is slowed down for him a bit. Like even his shooting, like before he used to be hesitant shooting the ball. Now he just take it, boom, shuck it. And a lot of the time, if I'm not mistaken, he might be one of the best three-point shooting player in the league. It has to be, bro, because his range from the 3-point line this year has been crazy, bro. And not just in one specific area. I'm talking about all over. Like he's hitting it from all over the court. Even his ball handling is much better than usual. I do know this year he's been hit with a little bit of injury issues, but every time he comes back better and better and better. And especially on the defensive end, there's never been a doubt with that part. Everything has always been his on the offensive side, and I think so far this year, man, like he got to be looked at as the sixth man of the year. I mean, if he's not looked at as of a 6 man of the year player, then there's something wrong.
All right. I keep on seeing
Sorry,
in the chat. Dwayne, you keep on mentioning it's an AARP team. I mentioned that a couple of times already. Can we please move on?
As far as Deuce McBride is concerned, he actually is one of the top 3-point shooting percentage leaders in the league. He might even be like top 10. Hold on, that's what I'm looking at right now. Let me go to percentage. Because I think Deuce is actually up there on that list. I think somebody on the Rockets leads the league in 3-point percentage. I think it's like 48%, and Deuce is up there in like the top 10. So, and the panel mentioned basically the most important things about Deuce McBride. He comes in, he's one of the most consistent Knicks, being that he comes in off the bench. He brings that energy. His 3-point shot is going in crazy this year. He's actually looking, like I've said before, he reminds me a lot of Jalen Brunson now, more so than he did when he first came into the league. Because when he attacks the basket, he gets downhill and he's looking to make a move like JB is. You know, you see that from him, not only him, but from Tyler Kolek as well, too. Like, it's like they taking a page out of Brunson, but hold up.
Stop.
So I'm looking up the 3-point percentages that you were saying.
From the 3-point line, he's shooting 45% from the
46.
46.2.
Oh, really?
46.2. So
Tari
Eason is first. He's from Houston. Bobby Portis from Milwaukee is second. Vic Krzyzewski is third in Atlanta. Cam Spencer is fourth, and Deuce is fifth at 46.2% on more than 2 a night, 2 attempts, and 1 point something. What was it? 1.8 made. So yeah, he's fifth in the league right now in 3-point percentage.
Yeah, so there you have it. Of course, y'all know I'm in the ballpark with the facts. I know what I do, but it's like I've been saying, man. The consistency is the key, and Deuce brings a level of that's been needed here. You know what I mean? And he's a very important part of our offense. And notice, who's the first person that comes off the bench in games? This is not Mitch Robinson. It's Deuce McBride. He's the first one off the bench. Yes. So, again, you see the importance of Deuce McBride, not just when you watch the game, but when the game is being played. Right?
For sure. I think.
Yeah. I was just about to make that. I was just basically saying, like, yo.
No, I mean, he's absolutely important. I think y'all all hit it right on the head. I think, tonight I was watching on my phone as I was working. That was a pause. It sure was. I'm watching here, and Layla and Frank are watching in the room right next to me. And my on the phone was a little faster, about a play and a half faster than them. And I'm like, Deuce! And you hear those Layla, we ain't see that yet. Hey, Iverson, thank you for joining us.
Shout out.
But he's absolutely huge for us. I was a little nervous with him coming back from injury because he was playing so prior to getting hurt. And, in seasons past, it took him a little while to ramp back up, but it doesn't even look like he skipped a beat this time. He's on it. And I love it. Because think about those 16 points were absolutely important in that first half for us. He was on it when no one else was hitting shots. He sparked it. And, although today he started, normally he would be coming off our bench. And so those points would normally be bench points with Josh starting. So it's just good to see, him stepping up, not only today, but in all the games since he's been back.
Kev, anything you want to add?
Kev went already.
Yeah, I won already.
All
When
right.
it comes to Deuce, I spit my take already with Deuce.
All right. So let's move it along here. So the New York Knicks now head to the Valley on Friday night against the Phoenix Suns. Start of what is it, a 4-game West Coast trip starting on Friday in Phoenix, Sunday at Portland, Wednesday at Sacramento, and then Thursday against the Golden State Warriors before returning home on next Saturday and having a rematch with the Suns. This 4-game road trip, how important is it to you that the Knicks, first of all, get started off right? And, what is your prediction? Fraz, what's your prediction?
Well, let's see here. You said Phoenix, Portland, Sacramento, Golden State.
That's correct.
Okay. Um, Honestly, believe it or not, I think the toughest game out of those four is gonna be Portland. Listen, they got a young, scrappy team. This is a team that's beating the best team in the league, OKC. I think anywhere we take a loss, it might be the Portland. They got that guy. What's his name? What's that guy? Kev Avija? Yeah, that man is balling. I ain't gonna hold you. He's balling for Portland. We used to have talks about this guy and how underrated he was, and now he's emerging to be one of the more young stars or young talents in the league now. Like I said, any game I think we lose is Portland. I'm definitely gonna say probably either 2-2 or 3-1, but I'm more leaning toward 3-1. I'm more leaning toward 3-1. Oh, give that man the Timbs and the construction hat. You know what I mean? Definitely 3-1. We can play with those teams. If we play like we was playing tonight against the Clippers, I think we definitely could manage 3-1 on them 4 games.
What's kind of interesting is that Portland, as we speak, of this recording, they're heading into they're about a minute under the end of the first half. They're leading the Houston Rockets 57-46. That's even with Durant having 15 first half points. But Deni Avdija with 18 and Shaden Sharp with 12. You know what? That Portland team does scare me a little bit. I'm not too worried about Sacramento. I'm not too worried about Phoenix. I'm not even that much worried about Golden State. I think we can, we match up well with them. But that Portland team, ever since they beat the Thunder, and the way they beat the Thunder, I don't know, man. Like 3-1, 2-2, that seems like modest at best. Kev?
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a tough. I honestly, from the last time I was on, I had us going 1-4. So far I'm 1-1 if I'm not mistaken. But I feel like I agree with y'all. I think Toronto's a young, hungry team in the West. That's one of those teams that we gotta watch out for.
Portland.
Portland. I'm sorry. Sacramento. They. I'm not too worried about Sacramento. Phoenix is another team. I think that we gotta watch out for. I think they got what's his name? He's a real pain in the ass. The kid that used to play with
You talking about Dylan Brooks?
Dylan Brooks. Yes, I think he's a problem. I think that and then Devin Booker. Obviously, I think he's playing. So, I think those are the two teams right there. That is gonna give us the most problems. But it's a good stretch for the Knicks to get back and find their way. I feel like these little West Coast teams are tough to beat. You know what I mean? And I feel like maybe this will help Knicks find their way defensively and get back to their winning ways.
That's with the Phoenix Suns tonight. They defeat the Memphis Grizzlies 117-98 behind Jalen Brunson 21 points and 7 rebounds. Sis, how do you see that that West Coast swing?
I mean, it's going to be a tough one, especially with us, just trying to figure ourselves out. I try not to worry too much about other teams and just try to focus on us. So I will say this, the key is going to be defense. Defense. Those teams shoot. We know Golden State will shoot your lights out if you let them.
Even if you don't.
Huh?
Even if you don't, they still do it.
Right.
And if I'm not mistaken, Steph Curry's out, right? He's out, ain't he? Or I thought he was out with an injury.
I'm checking that now.
Yeah.
Actually, in recent games, he's been playing.
Oh, okay. So he came back.
Yeah, he's been back for a few games. He's actually playing tonight.
All right.
He's playing tonight. He played 17 minutes already tonight. So he's definitely been back in the lineup.
Yeah, so I think, we just need to focus on Knicks basketball and just build on the momentum of today's second half. It is what it is. We got to find a way to win. Regardless, we have to find a way to win. And so I don't know what our record is going to be after this, but we better come back home with some wins. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, and it's going to show us it's made of. You know what I mean? That's what I'm interested in seeing. What this team is made of, because taking 4 losses, winning tonight, and having to jump on the road and play 4, it's going to be 4 hard-fought games. It's going to show, our character. So, are we as soft as Melo says we are, or have been playing, or are we going to man up and bring home some wins?
You know what? Now that you bring it up, why don't we? Do you happen to have that clip by chance?
Oh, of course I do.
Let's play it up. This is following the Knicks. I think it was either the Sixer game or the best game on Peacock. Carmel Anthony makes a comment about the Knicks, and let's see what it is.
Offense becomes so predictable, man. The shot creation is that burden on Jalen Brunson is too heavy on his shoulders from a night-to-night basis. I said the margins are thin for the other team. I did. Mm-hmm. The margins are very thin because without easy offense, I would miss shots the Knicks miss shots that they turn into runouts the other way. Mm-hmm. And when you just focus on Jalen Brunson and there's no movement, there's no offense, there's stagnation, and you getting, I don't want to say get punked, but you're getting punked.
Yes.
In a sense. So the Knicks will take this game and build off of this. I don't think this is a time to panic, but they have to get their stuff together. The last past games haven't been showing that.
With the Knicks.
Well, I'm going to lead off on this one because Carmelo Anthony, he's a Knicks legend, Knicks alumni. Obviously, you can tell that he still has like that affinity and that love for New York City and the Knicks. He identifies himself as a Knick legend. And if anyone's going to say something about the Knicks, who better than Carmelo Anthony? Who better than somebody who came to this team, was the focal point of the offense, was the superstar of the team. He wasn't known as a captain, but let's be fucking realistic. It was his team. It was his team for all those years. And if anybody knows the burden of being the guy in New York City, it would be him. When you think about Knicks legends, obviously you talk about Clyde, you talk about Willis, you talk about Patrick. Then there's him. So when Melo's saying that we're getting punked, tell me where he's lying. Tell me where he's wrong. Because he was absolutely correct in that assessment. They were getting punked. They were getting bitch slapped, and it didn't matter where they did it. It didn't matter if it was at home or on the road. They were getting bitch slapped left and right. So I don't have a problem with Melo saying that. I would just rather have come up with, I don't know, a better solution to it, because it's not like nothing really changes at this point. Tell me where it's. I mean, start calling dudes out. I mean, and if he won't, I will. Karl Anthony Townes, you need to step up. OG Anunoby, you need to stand up. Mikal Bridges, you need to. I mean, and Josh Hart, you need to hurry up and get healthy, get back on this team, because obviously it's needed. So I don't have any kind of problem with what Melo said. I think I 100% agree with him, and he had every right to say it, because if anyone knows the burden of wearing the heaviest uniform in the league, it would be Carmel Anthony. Who wants to follow?
You know, Melo never had a team like this. Let's be real here. You know, if Melo would have had a team like this, forget about it. We probably would have went to the promised land. But I don't have a problem with it either.
Not one, not two, not three, not four, not five.
Right. You know, like I don't have a problem with what he said either. He's completely right. I mean, they was getting punked, slapped, bitch. They were getting thrown over the table. All kind of shit was happening to the Knicks throughout that 4-game skid. They were getting out rebounded, out hustled, I mean, teams were running transition all over us. It was crazy throughout that 4-game skid, and even in this game, there were times where you kind of like wondered what's going on, you know. So I'm not mad about what Melo said. They you know, these guys gotta figure it out, man. Like, especially Cat. I agree with Av, man. He gotta step up. He gotta play like the all-star he is, like the star that I think he is, that we all think he is, that, you know, he can be that player. He proved it today in the way he played, and if he continues to play that way, the Knicks is gonna be great, man. But they gotta play with more grit. They gotta play with more heart. And throughout that 4-game skid, we didn't see no heart. We didn't see no grit. We didn't see defensive. We saw all kind of the defensive lapses from game to game. It was nasty to see. So if you know, once they figure that out, I mean, sky's the limit.
Well, haven't y'all heard me say some of the things that Melo said before and what he just said about the Knicks? One of them is definitely the fact that, you know, we be too predictable on offense. I mentioned that a number of times here on Knicks and Ish. Teams is gonna keep playing to take Brunson out of the game. Everybody knows Brunson is the key. So again, teams is gonna game plan to put their best defender on Brunson to try to neutralize him and take him out of the game and keep the other guys out. So at the end of the day, Brunson should not have the burden of always, you know, being the one to come get a bucket at the end of the day. Other guys got to take that burden off of him too, because you know he's getting keyed in on. Like, they gonna key in on Brunson. How many games this year have you seen teams come out and play full court press on Jalen Brunson bringing the ball up the court? How many times have we seen it this year? And guess
everyone.
What? Yeah, and guess what? We're gonna see even more later on in the season. All right. So what Melo said is absolutely on the money. At least for me, it's absolutely on the money. Because at the end of the day, we do be predictable at times. We don't have a level of unpredictability. And the other problem, and maybe he didn't mention it in the way that I thought he did, but Sis mentioned it all the time. We gotta keep the foot on the gas pedal, man. We gotta keep the foot on the gas, man. We keep letting up the foot off the gas. That's where the inconsistency lies to me. Like, if we up by like 15, 20, it should be no reason why we should be playing lax and letting teams get back into it. Nah, just because we have 20, the game ain't over. We played 48 minutes of basketball. You know what I mean?
No, I agree with you. And I'm going to touch on that before I get into what I think about what Melo said. The issue for me in that phrase is that you saw it again tonight, and I said it in previous shows. This motherfucking coach that we have continues time after time after time to take players out when they are making a run. He did it today with Deuce. Deuce was hot as hell, and you took him out, and taking him out just for those little bit of minutes, he lost the flow. Why, as a head coach of an NBA team, would you continue to do this when we as fans know, keep them in until they get cold, keep them in, let him eat. Like that alone takes pressure off of guys like JB, takes pressure off of guys like Cat, because now you got to keep a man on Deuce. You know what I mean? Someone who y'all weren't focused on defending. Now you have to defend because he's shooting threes. Why does this coach continue to put us in positions that is not going to make us successful? But we'll go on from there. That was my little rant. But he's really starting to annoy me. No, I've been annoyed by him, but he's starting, like, now I'm nitpicking at every little thing because he's done it. He's done it with Tyler. When Tyler's playing well, when McCullough Jr. is playing well, you're doing it with Deuce. Like, let them continue on until they can't no more. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's so frustrating. But anyway, to Carmelo. If it was anyone else that said it other than Melo, I'll be mad because, you know, I don't like people talking shit about the Knicks. But because Melo is one of us, I'm going to let him rock on this. But he was absolutely right. I mean, I allow former players to be just as rough on, you know, the current team as we are as fans. Because, like you said, Knickerbocker, he says he's a Knick. And so if you say you're a Knick, you want the best for this team. And so you may have to call out, you know, guys, we do it here all the time. The Knicks were playing like shit, allowing younger teams to bully them, and Knicks were in their feelings, and they let their feelings, they were playing like little girls, allowing their feelings to, you know, overtake their talent. And so they needed to be called out. So I'm definitely not mad at it at all. I think he was absolutely right in that clip that it didn't say that, you know, other guys need to step up, but he's absolutely right. Jalen can't do it alone. And this is why we have a team constructed the way we do, because guys like Cat, guys like Mikal, guys like OG must step up. Y'all have to make it easier for everyone. You know what I mean? It's not a matter of making it easier for Jalen. It's a matter of making it easier for everyone, because when the offense is flowing, Cat gets easier shots. Let's be for real. Cat's 20 points today. He earned every bit of them fucking 20 points. He was getting beat up. He was working hard for those points. He shouldn't be working that hard if the offense flows the way it's supposed to flow and everyone's stepping up the way they're supposed to. So I'm okay with Melo saying it. I'm glad the team, you know, responded today, and I expect them to continue to respond.
Well, with that being said,
come on, hold on. Let me say something, because people in this chat is really irking my motherfucking nerves. And I'm not talking about Dwayne. So whoever y'all are hiding behind no pictures on your YouTube profile and want to talk shit, I'm sorry y'all can't have a conversation with a female fan that y'all want to get personal, calling people fat, talking about people's hairlines and all this dumb shit. I don't give a fuck what y'all got to say, because guess what? I got a nigga. I ain't worried about y'all niggas in the chat. Come on now. We talking basketball here. Why y'all trying to get personal as if this shit bothers anybody? You a motherfucking clown, LHH.
Yeah. I don't even know where to go with this at this point. I didn't think that we would have this kind of nonsense here still, but Thanks for the subscription, guys. You're great.
I'm sorry, because that really annoys me. Like, and I've said it on shows before, like, us female fans, we deal with a lot of shit from guy fans or guy trolls. And that shit's just not acceptable in no situations.
All right.
Wow. That just took the air out of my sails for a second. Moving on.
You know, I feel like people like that, they're just, you know, miserable people that gotta come online and just, you know, be keyboard warriors is what I call them best. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like at that once we see somebody like that coming, we just ban them from the chat, not even fucking acknowledge them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I mean, I could take a lot, but calling me a man and doing, I'm not dealing with that.
Yo,
nonsense.
that's what I'm saying. Like once you know, and it just be funny because they start off funny right away. Like it don't. Once I see that it don't even be basketball talk, block them. Just
I'm
block
gonna
them.
start doing that because
Yeah, because it's like unnecessary. You know what I mean? And then it's like it like bring the energy down because of the nonsense that they're saying. You know what I mean? So you
Folks,
know, like
we are. Yes, we love the Knicks, and you can clown us about that, but let's keep it strictly basketball.
right.
If you want to rep your team and you want to debate us, we will welcome that. That's never been a problem. But you're not going to just come onto our chat or come onto our show just to, you know, try to talk over us because you just want to be Mr. Big Personality and you want to show everybody your nuts. I'm sorry, that's not what we're about here. You want to talk basketball? We'll talk basketball, and I'm sure that Mrs. Knicks will out debate the fuck out of you and pull your skirt down, B, on some real shit. But this is ridiculous.
yeah, I think we have a couple of more topics before we go, and we almost at the hour mark. So today the Knicks waived. I'm not even gonna try to say it, but he was a two-way player.
Right.
Anybody know how to pronounce it?
Tosan Evbuomwan.
Evbuomwan.
Yeah, so the Knicks waived that guy, the one whose name is right there. And so my question to the panel and the chat is, why waive him, and what does that mean? What's about to happen? Because clearly they opened a spot. So what's about to happen? What do y'all think?
I mean,
Well,
oh, go ahead, Fraz. Go ahead. My bad.
I'll keep it quick. Honestly, it's a two-way player, so it's a two-way spot opening up. So to me, either they bringing somebody up from the G League, or they trying to figure out something to. Because I don't know if y'all know this. Y'all do realize that we're forgetting about talking about one person that the Knicks still have rights to, right? I'm gonna give you the name. I know a lot of y'all don't know the name. I know the name. I'm gonna give you the name. Does anybody remember James Anaji,
Yeah.
that player that we had picked up in the off season and we got the rights to? I got a funny feeling the Knicks might be trying to find a way to use that two-way spot for him. But it's a thing where I think he's going to college now. So it's kind of a weird situation. I'm not aware if a lot of y'all Knicks fans know about that, but it's a weird situation because I think he's going to Oregon. But it's interesting because the Knicks still have rights to James Anaji. Now I don't know if they're gonna be able to bring him up being that he has rights. But I just think they're trying to put another two-way player in that spot. Because I don't think there's going to be trades being made. Because we've already shown y'all the clip of James Dolan talking about we keeping the team as is. You know, so I think maybe they're going to bring up another person from the G League. Maybe it might even be Dink Pate. Who knows?
I don't know.
Nah, man.
At this point, you know, I think I stressed this enough that the Knicks lack size in certain positions. I think that I would like to see, you know, them to probably, if they're going to bring somebody in, let it be someone who can fill in the power forward spot. Because, I mean, Lord knows you're not going to play Diawara enough minutes. You're not going to play Ariel Hukporti enough minutes. I mean, just look at tonight. Diawara played 2 minutes. Dadier played 1. Hukporti played 1. For what? And then, just again, what was the biggest knock on Thibodeau? He relied too much on the starters, playing too many minutes. Well, look at tonight. 32 for OG, 31 for Karl, for Cat, 33 from Bridges, 33 from JB, 33 from Deuce, 24 for Mitchell Robinson, 21 for Jordan Clarkson. And at this point, I'm just trying to wonder, it's like, if these guys, Kevin McCullough Jr., who was injured today, he was in street clothes, but Diawara, Hukporti, these were guys that were heroes, 2 or 3 weeks ago. Now all of a sudden they get no love, and now Yabusele is getting a little bit more burn, but it's still kind of, I understand that rotations will change over the course of the season, but why even play them at all then? What, for 1 or 2 minutes? I don't get it. It makes no sense.
My bad. Real quick, I just wanted to say real quick on that James Anaji situation. So to my understanding, since he went back to college, he's gonna have to declare for a future draft in order for an NBA team to sign him. So that was just to clear that up. Go ahead, sis. I'm sorry.
I mean, you mentioned who I was hoping made the team initially this year, which is Dink, the boy from Dallas out here. But no, I've been seeing clips of him in the G League, and he's doing exactly what Deuce was doing in the G League when we sent him down. So I think it would be a good option. Probably won't get a lot of minutes on this team, but I think he's talented. He's super talented, and I think he could be a good addition. I got some video of him as well in Westchester. I think he would be a good addition to this team. Let me see.
He does have handle. He does have somewhat of a shot.
And he's 6'.
He's 6'8", which is something I was just stressing, and so and he does have some leaping ability, and he definitely can play defense. I mean, for somebody who's going to just be 6 fouls and a couple of points here and there, he could spell probably an OG Anunoby on a given night. I mean, I'm sure that Josh Hart won't be ready 100% even when he does come back in the next week or two. So at this point, that would be nice. But again, it's Coach Brown's decision on whether, first of all, if he gets called up, and secondly, if he gets playing time. And the way the rotations have been kind of suspect to me over the last couple of games, I don't know. I don't know if he's even going to even be discussed going forward.
So let me just ask, because I'm not 100% sure. So because it was a 2-way contract, we can only bring up another 2-way, correct?
Yeah.
What 10-day contracts?
They're all 10 days, yeah. It can't be a regular contract, but it can be a 2-way or a 10-day.
Gotcha.
Kev.
To be honest with you, I know that you guys put up that flick of James Dolan, and he said that we were not gonna make any big moves, but I think he meant the starting lineup. I think he meant the starting lineup, because I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, I'm about tired of Yabusele, bro. I think we've given him more than enough time.
Go to the next show.
Huh?
That was the next topic, so it's a good segue.
Yes, let's start off with that, because really, like, I'm getting tired of Yabusele. This is not the Yabusele that I seen in Philly last year. Nowhere near it. He's not playing with that same kind of energy with the New York Knicks, man. And I feel like that if the Knicks do make any kind of move, it's gonna be a bench move, because I think that's where we need the most help at right now. We need that extra help with Deuce, JC, Tyler Kolek, because I feel like those are our three best players coming off the bench, our energy guys. You know what I mean? And I think that we need to add to that. And I feel like right now, Yabusele is just not adding value to this team. Not like in the way we expected. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a trade should be made. I feel like him and Pakum Dadie and see where we could get out of those two guys.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I mean, he makes a 3 or 2 every game, but he's just not what we thought we got. We thought we got an upgraded Precious, and we just haven't seen that. And I think it is playing time, because again, I'm not gonna not stand on, what do you expect someone to produce in 2, 3, 4 minutes? But at the same time, he looks out of shape. It looks like he can't run up and down the court as good as he did for the Sixers or the French team. I seen clips of Precious the other night, and I'm like, damn, he would fit in with this team. The way he runs, his handle. We absolutely downgraded, unfortunately, in that position. And I agree, if the Knicks are going to make a move, it's going to have to be to get him out. He's been given opportunities, and I think it's more of the shape that he's in, as to why it's not looking good. I don't know. Like today when he went up for the dunk, I'm like, but why? But why? Why?
I was just about to say that, Matthew. I was just about to say that, like Sadiq Bey. I know. This is Knicks. You was a while back against that, right? But look at the contracts. Look at the contracts, man. It
I
matches.
wasn't against it, but I'm not against him. I just feel like I think when I
No,
talk,
no, not that you're against, not that you're against him as a player. Not that you're against him as a player.
like making a
Um,
trade for
um,
him. No, I'm
right.
not against making a trade for him. I'm just not sold on him 100% the way other Knicks fans are, because it was when I made the comments about him, it was after we played them, and they're like, "Oh, he went off and da-da-da-da-da." But he did the same shit against us that Kawhi Leonard did, which was a no-show in the second half. And that's why I was like, you may want to think twice before being so big and sold on someone like him, because especially with a coach like Mike Brown, it could be something that simple where he doesn't show up on a night or two that's going to get him benched this way Yabusele has gotten benched.
But and like if you look at his stats, he's averaging 15 points a game, and we don't need him to be a starter. We need him to be that spark off the bench. We don't need him to like that, like the way he's playing over there with the Pelicans. If we could get that kind of spark coming off the bench that Yabusele isn't giving us, I mean, yo, that'll be a big plus. Plus, he got that Villanova connection with Mikal, Josh, and Jalen Brunson. You know what I mean?
I like him, but he's averaging 15 points on 30 minutes. He's not going to
Right.
get half of that.
He's not gonna get that, but you can still get that energy off the bench if you match that with let's say a JC, Deuce, and Kolek. That's more that you're getting more productive.
All right.
Huh?
But so since we're talking the Sadiq Bey trade, an idea for that. Here's my question: when anybody comes up with a trade idea, why would New Orleans do? What is in it for New Orleans? What are we giving up for? And don't just tell me that we're just trading contract for contract, because they're going to want something sweet on top of that. They're going to want something that's going to be enticing for them to make this trade, because just as Mrs. Knicks and you guys were just talking about, He averages 15 points on 30 minutes a night. He's a beast on the boards. He can defend. He's got length and size and whatnot. But what are we giving up to make New Orleans make this trade? Don't tell me this is back. Don't tell me this is Become Dadier, because Become Dadier is not going to be enough. Just not.
Whatever it is, it gotta be dollar for dollar. Or do we forget that we passed our first
It has to be dollar for dollar, but we can. But we would have to give up. We still have to give up a little bit more than they do, because they're not even on the first apron.
All right, so if we have to give them a couple of second round picks, there you go. There you go. And then you could, and then this will give up more playing time for those guys over there. And with the Pelicans, you know what I'm saying? And then you could go and develop.
But if you're the Pelicans, if you're the Pelicans, is that enough for you?
I mean,
listen, I'm doing whatever. I don't care about what the Pelicans want or what. I'm looking out for me. I don't care about them.
But I am asking you, if you're GM,
at the end of the day, we have to do what's right for the New York Knicks. I don't give a damn about the Pelicans. It's about that. Listen, Av, I love you, bro. But it's about time that we start robbing niggas. Everybody always want to rob the Knicks. Let's rob the Knicks every single year. Let's rob the Knicks. No, it's our turn, bro. It's our turn. We need to go out there and try to put this game. It's simple. Fuck all that other shit. Who cares about the fucking Pelicans? Fuck the New Orleans Pelicans, bro. We need to fix our team and get our team better. Our bench needs to get better. That's what I'm worried about. I don't care about the Pelicans, bro. I just want to win. I want to improve our bench because that's what we need. That's what we have trouble at most times. You know what I mean? And that's an upgrade for our bench.
And now let's add this. Leon has been known to finesse teams because Cam Reddish and Josh Hart, I'm with it.
Right. The shit worked out perfect. You know, Leon Rose needs to make more of those trades. You know what I'm saying? It's time for us to start booking people.
I'm dead. I'm dead. Whole fact, Jeremy. Whole fact, man. But
we've never.
Go ahead. You can say what you was gonna say.
Knickerbocker did the alley-oop to Kev for that one.
Right. Hold on, I want to mention somebody that I saw was mentioned in the comments that I think will kind of be a good fit here. Matty Ice, shout out to you, my guy. You definitely was on to something. I see it in the comments. Jalen Smith type of player. Yeah, I would love to have a Jalen Smith type of player added to the bench. No question, because he's versatile. He gives you a little bit of everything, a little bit of threes. He gives you rebounds. He gives you defense. He can score. So, yeah, I would definitely be okay with bringing in a Jalen Smith type player. Even Jalen Smith himself, if you could get him in a trade. You know?
Yeah,
but
I'm with Randu on that one. I don't think Chicago would do it unless you would really, sweeten the pot with, either picks or even Deuce.
Well, you listen.
Not Deuce.
I don't want to do it. Look, I'm not.
Listen,
when I say that, when I say that, I'm not saying that I want to give him up. But when I'm looking at it from,
that's the type of player they would want. But
that's who they would want.
Wanted him since his rookie year from us, to be honest.
Yeah, come on. That's what I'm saying. But honestly. Yeah, okay.
I think the trade would work. I think it would benefit in our favor. You know what I mean? I think a player like him would just elevate us, bro. You know what I mean? Him coming off the bench and giving us with JC, Just imagine, just imagine, bro. I'm thinking about it right now. Just imagine you got 10 to 12 points with JC. Let's say 15 to 20 points with Deuce, because that's what I feel like we getting from Deuce from now on. 15 to 20 points. That's how he be playing. You know what I mean? And then you get that hustle and grind from Tyler Kolek. I mean, yo, sky's the limit for our team, bro. That'll be a huge upgrade for us.
He's another hustle guy too. Like
Another
Jalen
one.
Smith is a hustle guy. Yeah, you add in a hustle
Yeah,
guy to
Jalen Smith.
a group of hustle guys. Yeah, he's a hustle guy. Like
Listen,
he
if
does
I'm
all
not
the little things.
mistaken, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, he gave us problems the last time we played Chicago. He gave us
Hmm.
fits. So I mean, if you start thinking about these little low end guys, because these guys are not freaking stars. They're not all stars. We don't have to give up a crazy amount of valuable for these guys. I'm telling you,
And there
we
you
ain't
go,
gonna do
right
that
there
waive.
on the screen. And there you go, right there on the screen. You see what's up on the screen,
It's that
ladies
little
and
tail.
gentlemen.
That's why
But still, that's the type of trade you looking for. You might have to add
That's the
picks to
type of
that. If you
trade.
add picks to that,
Right.
that's the
That's what
type
I'm
of trade
saying.
you're looking for.
If you add, like, let's say if you throw 2 second round picks for Sadiq Bey, I wouldn't mind doing that, man.
Add it
I
in.
wouldn't
Add
mind
it in.
doing
Let me
that.
see if it go green.
It
I'm
goes in. I already got it. Hold up.
Sadiq Bey, listen, look at Yabusele, pack him up, Daddy, 2 second round picks for Sadiq Bey. You can't tell me they wouldn't accept that. You can't tell me, bro. The contracts match. I think Sadiq Bey's making 6 million. You got pack him up, Daddy, making like two. I think like maybe 1 point, a point, half a million. I mean, 1.5 million or two, and then
Up,
Yabusele's making like five or
up,
six.
up. What was that? Green for Sadiq Bey? Uh-oh.
Sadiq
I mean,
Bey for Yabusele.
and Huck Porty.
You
Not
said
not
what?
Well,
that's too
Daddy.
much height, though. That's too much height. I wouldn't give up Huck Porty. I would give up Dottie. To be honest with you.
Yeah, because Dadier, but see, that's the problem because Dadier only makes 2.8. Yabusele makes 5.5.
So
It's
that
still
adds
not,
up.
and then the Pelicans are over the luxury tax threshold in this trade. They would need to cut more salary, so we would actually have to take on more.
they
Yep.
won't let you add the picks in there?
No,
No, it
not
don't
not
let
at
you put
ESPN. For
picks.
Sport Track, it might.
Sport Track will. I know Sport Track. They definitely will. I used to use that trade machine all the time.
IDA
I'll be honest with you. I think that trade would work perfect. Oh, it failed, huh?
Yeah, the one with Huck Porty went through. It was Huck Porty and Yabusele.
Because it's the money.
Yeah,
We will be pushing out too much money with Dottie A and Yabusele.
gotta be dollar for dollar. You know.
Right.
Now, now here's this one. I'm gonna.
Okay, so you got Sadiq Bey and who you got underneath?
Yabusele, pack him up,
Oh,
Dottie.
Makovich.
And waive them.
Oh, then
That's
you waive
better
them.
than this. Yeah,
Yeah.
because then you'll have a roster spot.
Oh, there you go. hmm
Just an
I do that
idea.
in a heartbeat. I do that.
Yep.
Yo, Kurt, what up, Kurt? What up, Kurt? My God. I would do that trade
Oh,
in a heartbeat, man, because it doesn't hurt us.
yeah.
It doesn't
Salute.
hurt our starting five. It doesn't hurt Deuce. We're not losing. We're not losing Deuce. We're not losing Tyler. We're not losing nobody that's gonna affect our team. We're
Yeah.
losing guys at the end of the bench. You know what I'm saying? If we take those guys, I'm taking that trade eyes closed, bro. Eyes closed.
OG
Get
said, "Go
that
get
nigga on
Ben."
this team. You imagine he's gonna be that guy that I'm listen. Okay. I love Dante. But he's gonna be like that type of Dante guy that we need, bro. Coming right off the bench. He's gonna be that. He's gonna be that kind of player, bro. He's shown it. He's shown that he could come up in Madison Square Garden because that's what he did, right? If I'm not mistaken. No, we was playing in New Orleans, right?
No,
We was
we was
playing.
in New Orleans.
He was in
Yeah,
New
we
Yeah.
were in New Orleans.
So listen, bro.
Sixers at
Listen.
the
All
end.
we need him to
I
do.
was at
All
the
we need
game.
him to do
Right, I
is
was about to
he's
say.
not starting. He's not starting. Remember this. He's not gonna be a starter with us.
So let me
He's
ask
gonna.
you this, Kev. Being that his minutes are going to be cut in less than half of what he's playing for New Orleans, what's realistically point-wise that he will bring to the Knicks?
Shooting, his ability to shoot.
No, I
You know
mean,
what I
like how
mean?
many points?
No, Nah, she said points. How many points per
Oh,
game you think
points.
he gonna bring?
Because he's
Yeah.
averaging 15 points in 30 minutes. Let's say he's going to get 10 minutes as a Knick, which I don't think he's going to be happy about.
I mean, listen, you over. All right, just imagine this scenario, right? You coming from the Pelicans, you're winning nothing over there.
No.
You're not going anywhere with the Pelicans. You're just gonna be home on vacation soon enough, and you're going from the Pelicans to the Knicks. And we all saw what happened last year in the playoffs and how the city was vibing and how everything was just it made the NBA look special again when the Knicks do good. So now he's coming to a team where he has the ability to win a championship. He's coming to a contender. This changes everything for Jay. So now he's gonna change. His mindset is gonna change. He's like, yo, I want to come over here and help this team win. And he's gonna do. I promise you. When these guys go, they're gonna want to play with guys like Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Townes, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges. I'm telling you, these guys are likable guys. They all know each other. They all cool. These guys all went to the same college, so you know there's some type of connection there. I think that he will fit in perfectly with this team. And I think that he's not gonna care about none of that stuff because he's gonna want to win a championship, bro. You going from the Pelicans to the Knicks? What? I mean, yo, you're like, yes, send me over there. When do I have to go? Tell me. I will listen. Let's all go together. Let's all go together. Pick him up at the airport.
Yeah, that would be my next question. If I was Sadiq Bey, I mean, I'm getting traded to the Knicks. So, am I going to LaGuardia or Kennedy?
Right. Bro.
What?
Like,
But remember this one thing, y'all. His minutes could change if he play well.
And I think that it will. I don't think that he will be like that reduced minutes. I'm thinking like maybe he'll start up at 15, and then as things get balanced out between him, Josh, OG, and that rotation starts to get figured out. I think that if you bring in Sadiq Bey, there's going to be obviously a couple of guys that are going to benefit tremendously. But obviously, OG, you're not going to be playing him, the heavy minutes. You're looking at Mitchell Robinson having some additional help in rebounding because that second unit, now you have an additional rebounder because Yabusele wasn't cutting it. And I think, quite frankly, could you imagine a lineup with Sadiq Bey, OG Anunoby, and Karl Anthony Townes, and that's in that rotation, along with JB and Jordan Clarkson? Can you imagine that?
Yeah, listen, you gotta
That's
remember,
scary.
you added another
You
taller
can
defender
imagine
to
it.
the
Don't mean
bench.
this coach will play it.
Yeah, but
True.
But
Coach Av will, but this motherfucker probably won't. You're right.
but who's to say that may not be the case? Because at the end of the day, you bringing in another man with height to defend, and he's a pretty decent defender too, from what I've been seeing. Even before he got hurt, he was a decent defender on Detroit. You know what I mean? So It's mad variables with that. You know what I mean? Mad variables.
And
I mean, I just say 10 minutes because you also have to think we don't have Shamit in right now. So
True.
Shamit's still going to get some minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
But
he'd
it's
be
not
an
coming out of
upgrade.
10 minute low, though.
He'd be an upgrade over Shamit, to be honest.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. When Sherman get hot, boy, he can light it up, man. Real quick.
I'm
Well,
just saying.
Everybody in the chat, you let us know who hit us up on the super chat. Let us know what you think. Who should the Knicks be targeting? Is this a Big Bay? Is it a Jalen Smith? Is it somebody else that we haven't mentioned? Whoever you think it is, please hit us up with a super chat. We will gladly, highlight you and shout you out.
And don't say Giannis.
Yeah.
The good thing about him too is he's 26 years old. Still young.
Still got his prime coming up.
Right.
I mean, at this point, I don't really know what the Knicks are going to do, but history tells us that something's going to be done by the trade deadline. Leon has done it season after season, right? We got Josh, we got OG. Something's going to happen. Again, I don't think it's going to be a big move that affects our starting five, but I do think it's going to be a bench upgrade.
How you say?
Right. And I've been saying
how it goes like this.
I've been saying that shit since the beginning of the season because we all know because we was all here fighting against that whole Giannis bullshit, and I kept saying, bro, we don't need to make a move for our starters, man. Leave our starters alone. All we gotta do is make a bench move, improve our bench.
Right. And then especially if the coach maneuvers the guys correctly. So, like, if you notice today, when Jalen was on the bench in the fourth, to start the fourth, he had Cat out there with Tyler in them. And look, Cat 8. This is what I mean. Like, you have to put the team in a position to be successful. The same way I said Tyler needs to be out there with guys like Mikal and OG. And look how good he's gotten for us. You know what I mean? Like, I think that is the move. When JB's out for those first 5 or 6 minutes of the fourth, it needs to be feed Cat.
Well, it's not only just that though, sis. You gotta understand, it always gotta be 2 scorers on the floor. The problem is when we rest guys at wrong intervals in games, based on how Mike Brown substitute, a lot of time he's not leaving multiple scorers on the floor. You got one guy that they going to just key in on. That's part of the coaching issues that we have. You know what I'm saying? If y'all really looking at it, like, so again, but what I'm basically saying is there needs to be 2 scorers on the floor at all times.
Well,
it can't be one guy. You know what I mean?
Well, whoever you guys think it is, I'm going to leave it at this. So, in closing, for the final thought, he hasn't steered us wrong yet. So, in Leon, we trust.
Yes, for sure.
Go
ahead. My bad. Go
ahead. Go ahead. Finish up.
No, go ahead, because I wanted to say something about that.
I was going to close.
You was gonna close. Listen, I just want to say, I hope that it works out with Trae Young and the Washington Wizards because I want y'all to keep winning. I would love y'all to keep winning, so that way that pick could convey, and we could get our first round pick. So yes, Washington, please keep winning. Keep winning. I'm rooting for you, bro. I'm rooting.
Okay. Beat the Miami Heat. That's all we care about. Beat the Miami Heat. Go ahead. Beat the Miami Heat. So we can shut them up. But anyways, that will conclude this episode of Knicks and Ish. Thank you so very much. Be sure to continue to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification button so that way you are alerted every time Knicks and Ish post something new or whenever we go live. We'll be back on Friday night. Is it Friday night? Friday night against the Phoenix Suns. What is it?
No, so I just wanted to say to everybody, these West Coast games are going to be tough for us. They're already tough for us. So as long as we're awake, we'll do a show that night. If for some reason we're not awake, we'll probably do it the next morning. So, hit the notification bell so that y'all know. But these 8 and 9 o'clock games are tough because that means we'll be going on air like 1 in the morning.
She basically said, expect some 2-for-1s coming up from us, y'all. Y'all know we had a couple. We had a couple last season. Let's keep it a bug. We might have a couple coming in now, so we just giving y'all heads up. So
yeah, because I'm looking like we play Friday night at 8, which we probably didn't do a show because it's Friday. Sunday at 5, we could do a show.
We'll be good for that one.
Wednesday and Thursday, it's 9 o'clock, which is it's super late. And back to back on a work night. So those 2 nights we'll probably hit up one show, the next day. At a reason.
We'll keep you up to date. But be sure to also follow Knicks and Ish on Facebook, on Instagram, and on X, formerly known as Twitter, and so that way Discord, TikTok. What else we got?
Everything.
Yeah. So just go to your favorite social app, look up Knicks and Ish, you'll find us. That's where we are. But thank you so very much. Be sure to continue to share the stream. Go on your YouTube clip, copy the link, put it in your social media. Just make sure that you're sharing the show. That way, more people get to know about us. So we are trying to get to the road of 1,000 subscribers, and we can't do that without you. But we thank you and appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for joining us tonight for Knicks and Ish. But for the Parlay Lord, the First Lady, co-host Kev Rodriguez, I'm your boy, the infamous one, Knickerbocker Avenue, saying keep talking that ish, New York. We will see you on Friday night. And until then, somebody please
hit the outro.
Boom shakalaka! The Knicks are grit. These kids and our party just lit. That is the lit.